Every achievement begins with a map that only you can draw, and the remarkable truth is that most people never sit long enough with themselves to create one. They move through life hoping that somehow the right opportunity will appear, that the right person will enter their world, or that luck will finally swing in their direction. But achievement doesn't respond to hope, it responds to clarity. The moment you decide where you want to go, life starts revealing paths you never noticed before. You stop wandering and start walking with intention. You stop reacting to the world and start designing your world. Clarity is the birthplace of power. When you know exactly what you want, you carry yourself differently. Your energy shifts, your priorities shift, your habits shift. You become someone who isn't just living but leading their life. Think about the people who inspire you: leaders, builders, creators, innovators. They all had something in common: a clear map. Not a perfect map, not a detailed map, but a direction. And direction is everything. A person with a direction will outpace a person with talent. A person with a direction will outperform someone with resources. A person with a direction becomes unstoppable because they have eliminated the greatest enemy of achievement: confusion. Confusion weakens ambition. When you don't know what you want, you allow everything to distract you. You wake up without urgency, work without intention, and end your day without progress. You try a little of this, a little of that, and end up mastering nothing. The world seems chaotic because your mind is chaotic. But the moment you sit down and draw your map, your true, honest, personal map, you regain control over your life. You look at your dreams not as distant fantasies, but as destinations you can reach step by step. People underestimate how powerful a simple decision can be. When you decide your direction, you take back authority over yourself. You're no longer pushed by circumstances. Instead, you are pulled by purpose. Everything becomes easier, not because the journey gets smooth, but because your why gets stronger. When your purpose is clear, the obstacles lose their power. You might get tired, but you don't stop. You might feel overwhelmed, but you don't quit. You might slow down, but you don't turn around. The map keeps you moving. Imagine someone setting out on a journey without knowing where they are heading. They drive in circles, burn their fuel, waste their time, and eventually call the road unfair. But someone with a destination, even if they face detours and storms, keeps advancing. They reach somewhere because they knew where they wanted to go. Life works the same way. If you don't know where you are going, you will always feel lost. But once the destination becomes clear, you can endure anything along the way. The map doesn't need to be perfect on day one. It just needs to be yours. Draw it with honesty. What do you want to build? Who do you want to become? What lifestyle do you want to live? What skills must you develop? What problems must you face? What habits must you break? What patterns must you end? Who? These questions are uncomfortable, but they draw the lines of your map more accurately than any inspirational quote or moment of motivation. Your future is shaped by your willingness to ask the hard questions and answer them truthfully. Once you begin walking with a map, life responds differently. People notice your certainty. Opportunities recognize your readiness. Mentors sense your commitment. Even challenges seem to guide you rather than destroy you. You carry a sense of direction that makes you magnetic. And what's more fascinating is that your map becomes sharper the more you walk. Action brings clarity. Discipline brings confidence. Courage brings expansion. The clearer your map becomes, the more power you gain over your future. But remember, this map is not only about knowing what you want, it's also about knowing what you refuse to accept. Achievement requires elimination as much as it requires direction. You cannot move towards success while dragging the weight of doubt, excuses, laziness, fear, procrastination, and the habit of settling for less. When you draw your map, you must also draw your boundaries. You must define what no longer belongs in your life. That's how you protect your focus and strengthen your path. The beauty of having a personal map is that it simplifies decision-making. When an opportunity appears, you immediately know if it aligns with your direction. When distractions show up, you recognize them for what they are. When someone tries to influence your choices, you stay grounded in your purpose. Your map makes you unshakable. You rise above noise. You rise above confusion. You rise above pressure. You rise above the pull of the average life. This journey is yours and yours alone. No one else can draw your map, and no one else can walk it. People can guide you, encourage you, support you, but the path remains your responsibility. That's the beauty of achievement. It's personal. It's a reflection of your choices, your sacrifices, your growth, your discipline. And when you finally arrive at your destination, the victory feels deeper because you know it was you who designed the route. The map of achievement is not about speed. It's about direction. It's not about perfection. It's about clarity. It's not about motivation. It's about intention. And once you live with intention, life becomes a journey you command rather than a series of events you endure. Achievement is never an accident, and it is certainly not a miracle. It is a method, a carefully structured, deliberate process that builds momentum over time. Now, most people admire success from the outside, thinking it arrives like magic or luck. They look at the outcomes without seeing the process. But the truth is that every great accomplishment is the product of repeated, consistent actions performed over long periods. Every habit, every choice, every decision is a line on the map of your life, drawing the trajectory of your destiny. The people who succeed are not necessarily smarter, stronger, or more talented. They are the ones who respect the process, honor the steps, and never skip the fundamentals. The key to achievement is structure. When you look at a skyscraper, you don't see the scaffolding, the foundation, the steel beams, or the countless hours of labor. It all seems effortless from a distance. But without structure, the building would collapse. Your life is no different. Your habits are the scaffolding. Your decisions are the foundation. Your discipline is the steel beams. If these are weak or neglected, your goals will crumble under pressure. But when they are strong, achievement becomes inevitable. You may encounter storms, setbacks, or delays, but the structure will hold, and your progress will continue upward. Consistency is more important than intensity. Many people think they need to be on fire every day, giving maximum effort in short bursts, but intensity without consistency is fleeting. Small, repeated actions create results that compound over time. The person who writes one page every day finishes a book. The person who invests a little each day builds wealth. The person who studies and practices daily becomes a master. Life rewards persistence more than passion because persistence proves reliability. It proves that you can follow through. The world is filled with ideas, intentions, and plans, but the winners are those who consistently move, even when motivation wanes, even when excitement fades, even when distractions scream for attention. Every decision you make draws lines on your map, whether you are aware of it or not. When you spend time wisely, focus on growth, and commit to your objectives, you are drawing a straight line towards success. When you procrastinate, give in to fear, or accept excuses, you are drawing a crooked line that leads to stagnation. The beauty of this is that your map is always visible. You can see the results of your choices in your life, your career, your relationships, and your health. Nothing hides forever. Your actions, habits, and decisions are the most honest reflections of your potential. The moment you take responsibility for them, you take responsibility for your future. Opportunity does not favor the unprepared. You cannot wait for the perfect moment or hope for luck to intervene. Those who are successful prepare for opportunities long before they arrive. They sharpen their skills, cultivate relationships, and develop discipline so that when doors open, they are ready to walk through confidently. Opportunity becomes a reward for preparation, not a random gift. This is why discipline, structure, and persistence are non-negotiable. They are the compass that ensures you are pointing in the right direction when life calls you to act. Challenges and setbacks are unavoidable, but they are not obstacles. They are markers of growth. They test the structure of your habits, the strength of your discipline, and the clarity of your direction. The person who sees a setback as a barrier will stop. The person who sees it as feedback will adjust their map, refine their approach, and continue moving forward. The same storm can destroy one person and propel another. It all depends on how well the map is drawn and how committed the traveler is to following it. Life is less about avoiding difficulties and more about building a system strong enough to withstand them. Achievement is a reflection of your daily choices. It is not a one-time event. It is a journey built step by step, decision by decision, habit by habit. The people who succeed are those who understand that the process is not glamorous, that the victories are earned quietly, and that greatness is often invisible in the moment. But those who respect the method, who honor the map, and who keep moving forward regardless of how small the steps may seem, are the ones who eventually stand at the summit, looking back at a life of intention, structure, and consistent effort. Finally, the map of achievement is a living document. It evolves as you grow, as your skills expand, and as your vision deepens. You adjust, refine, and adapt, but you never lose sight of the structure that guides you. The process is more important than the speed because the process ensures stability, consistency, and growth. And when you commit to the method, when you embrace structure, when you honor the small daily steps, success is no longer a mystery. It is a predictable result of a well-drawn map, a disciplined mind, and a relentless commitment to follow through. The map of achievement demands something that many people overlook: a higher version of yourself. You cannot move toward greater success while carrying the same habits, the same thinking, and the same standards that kept you ordinary. The person you are today is not capable of producing the results you desire tomorrow. If you want to elevate your life, you must first elevate yourself. This means refining your thinking, expanding your knowledge, improving your skills, raising your standards, and stretching your discipline. Every step forward in achievement begins with a step inward toward becoming the person who is worthy of the goals you are chasing. Too often, people focus solely on external changes. They think that a new job, more money, or a new environment will suddenly transform their lives. The truth is, external change will only magnify who you already are inside. If your habits, mindset, and character remain the same, no external change can deliver lasting success. The real transformation begins within. When you become someone capable of handling greater responsibilities, bigger challenges, and higher opportunities, life will respond by presenting you with exactly what you are ready to receive. The universe rewards preparation, discipline, and personal growth. Upgrading yourself is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process. You never stop learning, growing, or becoming. Every book you read, every skill you develop, every relationship you cultivate, every obstacle you overcome adds to the person you are becoming. And as you grow internally, your external world begins to expand naturally. New doors open, new opportunities appear, and new connections come into your life. What once seemed impossible now feels achievable. You start to recognize that your environment adapts to the person you have become, and your map of achievement begins to unfold before your eyes. One of the most powerful truths about personal growth is that it creates attraction. When you raise your level of thinking, your habits, and your standards, people notice. Mentors, partners, colleagues, and even competitors respond differently to someone who operates at a higher level. Your presence commands respect because it signals preparation, discipline, and clarity of purpose. Opportunities gravitate toward you not because you are lucky, but because you have become someone capable of seizing them. Your map of achievement is no longer just a concept. It becomes visible through your actions, attitude, and consistency. This journey requires courage because personal growth is uncomfortable. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, your fears, and your limitations. It requires discipline to break old habits that no longer serve you, and persistence to continue when progress feels slow. Many people shy away from this work because they fear discomfort, failure, or the unknown. But growth and discomfort are inseparable. The only way to move to a higher level of achievement is to willingly step outside of your comfort zone, face your challenges head on, and embrace the lessons that struggle teaches. The map of achievement is drawn not in safety, but in courage. The map also requires clarity of purpose. You must know not only what you want to achieve, but also why you want it. The deeper the why, the more resilient you become. Your why will keep you moving when motivation fades. Your why will keep you disciplined when distractions try to pull you away. Your why will guide your decisions, sharpen your focus, and strengthen your persistence. Without a clear why, personal growth can feel like effort without direction, and achievement will always remain just out of reach. Your internal evolution fuels your external success, and purpose is the engine that drives it. As you elevate yourself, you will begin to see opportunities in places where others see obstacles. Challenges transform into stepping stones because your upgraded self has the skills, mindset, and resilience to convert adversity into advantage. You stop waiting for things to happen. Instead, you make things happen. You stop blaming circumstances. Instead, you take full responsibility for designing your life. Your upgraded self becomes a magnet for achievement, and your map expands naturally as you continue to evolve. Success is no longer an accident. It is the predictable outcome of a person committed to growth Uh, Ultimately, the map of achievement is a reflection of who you become along the way. You don't get what you want, you get who you are. The life you desire will always match the person you have become. If you want more clarity, more opportunity, more impact, and more success, the first step is to upgrade yourself. Think bigger, act better, and live at a higher standard than you ever have before. The map will follow, doors will open, opportunities will appear, and life will begin to align with your evolution. Achievement is not found, it is built from the inside out, through the person you choose to become, the habits you embrace, and the courage you summon every single day. Listen to me, this is your life we're talking about. You cannot wait for someone else to hand you your dreams. You must rise, step forward, and claim them yourself. Ask yourself, what am I willing to do today that my future self will thank me for tomorrow? Are you going to let doubt decide your destiny, or are you going to take control and lead yourself with courage? Say this with me. I am the architect of my life. I draw my map. I choose my direction. I refuse to drift. Every step, every choice, every small action counts. Do not underestimate the power of showing up day after day, doing what others refuse to do. That's where winners are made. That's where ordinary becomes extraordinary. Remember, nothing changes until you change. Nothing grows until you grow. The person you become today is the person who will live the life you desire tomorrow. So raise your standards, sharpen your focus, and align your actions with your dreams. Stand tall, commit to the journey, and repeat this. I will not settle. I will not quit. I will persist. I will achieve. My map is my power, and my power is unstoppable. Step into your greatness because the world does not wait, and neither should you. The time is now. Your map is waiting. Your future is calling. Will you answer?